What's up, everyone? Welcome to Among the Fence, my YouTube channel, Ready Music Reviews. My name is Aaron. Today we're going to be checking out the new album, The Seventh Son by the band Barry Tomorrow. And this is my first time actually doing a review on this band, other than a couple singles here and there. And they carry the same kind of fierceness that a lot of other British metalcore bands have, such as Bleed From Within, who's blown up quite a bit recently. From their previous 6 studio albums, their clean vocalist, Jason Cameron, has been a very polarizing piece due to his vocal tone. And The Seventh Son is the first album that is going to be without him. And I felt like it could either make or break the band. The diehard fans might turn away because they love his vocal tone, while they could gain more fans because it makes it more of a digestible album for sure, especially with the clean vocals being a little bit more mainstream sounding, I guess you could say. The singles sounded really good, and they made me believe it could work. And before we jump into this album, I just want to say that if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, because it helps the algorithm a lot. And YouTube, even if you're subscribed and ring the bell icon, it won't notify you of my next video unless if you actually interact with the last video you watched. So giving it a like is a good way to make sure that you will get notified or even recommended any of my future videos. So yeah, if you enjoyed this and you want to see more, don't forget to do that. If you hate it, then yeah, just don't like it, I guess. The album opens up with the title track song, The Seventh Son. It comes in with a pounding drum beat, and the groove gets really heavy going into the verse. The chorus is kind of cheesy though due to the lyrics, but it still sounds really good. The hook is catchy and you just can't get enough of it. The bridge is really heavy and epic due to the more prominent synth hanging out in the background. And then we have the second song, Abandon Us, which also has very powerful drums in it. The vocals join in, just adding to the intensity, and verse 1 has a strong rhythm, and the vocal enunciation in it is fantastic. The cleans in the chorus sound really good thanks to the lead guitar melody also hanging out in the background, and the breakdown has a sick riff that just brings this whole thing to life, but it's over way too quick. But that's okay, because it comes around again for round 2 in the outro. Begin Again, being one of the singles, has more of a radio play kind of sound to it. It starts off really strong, but then it drops out to just having a beat in the verse. The pre-chorus has a fantastic riff, while the chorus is just, it's just alright. It's kind of basic, but it still has a lot of like really good hidden gems in it, such as the lead guitar melodies and stuff from the rhythm guitar, which all sound really good. Then we have the song Forced Divide, which is one of my favorite songs on this album. It has an incredible driving riff. It's just full of aggression with vocals to match it. The pre-chorus has a really nice build-up going into the chorus that has a decent lead guitar part to it. The bridge is very atmospheric, making it like really calm, like a calm before the storm, before it goes into the breakdown. That's just super complex, with a lot of different stuff going on. I feel like this is one of their better written songs throughout their entire discography, for sure. Bolt Cutter has a stompy riff in the intro, and the verses are very drum and clean vocal forward with a great riff hanging out in the background. The chorus has chants and distorted vocals, which I'm not a huge fan of chants and choruses. I feel like it's an easy way out, but they both are very catchy and have a good hook to them. The riff at the end of the chorus is definitely the best part on this entire song. The bridge is super intense, and I love the way it flows right into the mellow pre-chorus, which is absolutely brilliant. And the outro, it kind of felt like they ran out of ideas when finishing off the song. It's very abrupt. It felt like the song wasn't really quite over yet, but I mean, I guess it still kind of works. And then we have the song Wrath, which is one of my favorite songs on this album. One of the sickest riffs in the intro, and the verse has fantastic drums, and it's again very vocal forward. The chorus has a solid hook to it with great sounding vocals. The breakdown, I gotta admit, is kind of underwhelming, but it has a cool string section in it to give it a little bit more atmosphere and more layers and bring it to life a little bit more. And the bridge is one of the coolest parts on this entire album. Lyrically, it is absolutely perfect. This one, I know I said Forced Divide is one of my favorites, but I feel like Wrath is just a little bit above it. Breaking up the first half of the album and the second half of the album is the slower piece called Majesty, which has a slow piano and clean vocals. The lyrics are very poetic, and the chorus definitely starts to pick things up a little bit more, especially the second time it comes around. And it's all building up into this powerful breakdown that basically carries all the way throughout the rest of the song. Then we have the song Heretic, which features Laz Taylor from While She Sleeps, which is another absolutely fantastic band right now. The vocals and the riff are just so heavy. They slap so freaking hard, and the chorus is a great hook to it, but it just feels I don't know, the chorus just feels familiar. It sounds like something we've already heard before. Laws Taylor, who is featured in verse 2, he makes for a nice vocal changeup, but I gotta admit that it doesn't really add a whole lot to the song, honestly. I mean, some people are gonna be like, no, he sounds great, which he does, but it doesn't add a whole lot of difference to the vocal tone. He's a little bit more mellow, I feel like, which kind of helps verse 2 sound more mellow, which kind of adds to like this little bit more of a dip to the entire song. But he doesn't compare really to any of the other vocal sections within the song. And the outro in it is just, it's absolutely insane. And then we have the song Recover with a question mark at the end of it. It has more of a generic sound to it, I gotta admit. They do it so well though, and the lyrics are so well written that it doesn't really matter. Even though it sounds more generic, it is still just so good. It's an outright banger. The chorus has a very catchy hook to it at the end, and the bridge feels very, very fierce, but it's all leading up to a really heavy breakdown. Then we have the song Care, which I feel like it's probably the heaviest song on this entire album, and it gets straight to the point, doesn't hold anything back whatsoever, and things kind of shift a little bit going in the pre-chorus and the chorus. The distorted vocals definitely hang out still in the background, giving the song a little bit more depth and keeping the intensity up. And the breakdown is super heavy with low guttural vocals that sound great, and it comes all back around again going into the outro. And it brings us to the closing track, The Carcass King, which has gentle guitar and a smooth drum beat, which sound absolutely beautiful with the distorted vocals. Cody Frost is featured about halfway through verse 2, and her vocals really add just so much emotion and depth to this song as they match really well with the other two vocal styles, from the clean male vocals and the distorted vocals. All of them come in together, and it just makes for a match made in heaven. It's a fantastic closer for this album, which just mashes all the sounds together and all the feels that this album have been putting on you so far, and it wraps it up really nice and neat. And the Carcass King is actually a really cool metaphor as well. And I gotta say, I absolutely love this album. As far as like modern metalcore goes, this thing is firing on all cylinders. Every song hits so hard. The lyrics are very personal, and you could tell they put a lot of effort into them. All the riffs stand out so much, just in the mix alone. They all stand out without really drowning anything else out. The distorted vocals are intense as hell, and the cleans, for me, are more enjoyable, and I didn't dislike them at all before. It's just, I don't know, this part of their new sound, just to my ears, it sounds great. However, that could also be an issue for some people, especially older fans who really enjoyed the clean vocals before. They might shy away from this more generic kind of tone. I mean, the choruses just, they sound more generic for sure, and they have a little bit more of a predictability to them. And I know that this isn't really anything revolutionary, but like I said, I still love this album so much. This is kind of what I was hoping that Architects would be sounding like around this day and age. I felt like this is the direction. I mean, the vocal tone and everything, the guitar, the riffs, all that stuff. I felt like the Architects was going in this direction, and then they just didn't. And because of that, I feel like these guys are going to start becoming more popular, and a lot of people who feel the same way about modern metalcore might actually start liking this band just a little bit more nowadays. So yeah, with all that said, I gotta give The Seventh Son by Bury Tomorrow a 8 out of 10. But I want to know what you guys think, because they used to be kind of polarizing before. They still might be kind of polarizing. So leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of The Seventh Son. Let me know what you would rate it. Let me know what your favorite song is. And don't forget, again, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please don't forget to give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon. Doing any of that stuff just helps me out tremendously with YouTube's crazy algorithm. And I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch my video and listen to me talk about music. And I appreciate you guys so much, more than you could ever imagine. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you have me watching this. And I will talk to you guys next time. I was